Hello guys, I hope you are all fine. We discussed in the previous video module 3 and part 1 sections. In this video, we will discuss about module 3 part 2 section. Module 3 interview guidelines and research methodologies. Part 2 research methodologies of the private government jobs. Section 1 describe of research methodology of interview. Section 2 flowchart of research methodologies techniques. Section 3 explanation of flowchart on employment process. So we'll cover this video, module 3, part 2, and section 1, section 2, section 3. So just we'll move to the next slide to explain about module 3, part 2, section. Part 2, research methodologies of the private government jobs. Always practice makes perfect. The candidate has to get the opportunity to practice the skills before attending the interview. When the interviewer will ask the questions in a practical approach, it might the candidate feel confused about the questions to clarify the exact answer. If the candidate does not do the research of the interview practice and make pre-plan to achieve success, then they will less chance to get the offer letter from the employer. So part 2, section 1 talks about the candidate should practice his or her topic subject to before attending the interview. The candidate should focus on the subject to be read deeply so that the interviewer can ask from that subject from any types of questions. So in the interview, there is no constant questions can be asked from the interviewer. Whenever the candidate talks about the any topic or any subject in the front of the interview panel, in that the topic only the interviewer will ask the questions how much depth knowledge you have in the particular subject or the topic. Hence, the candidate should be perfect and should research on the particular subject or topic so that he will be or she will be deliver the answer very confidently without any confusion in the front of interview panel. So we'll move to the next slide. Section 2 is a flowchart of research methodology techniques. So here is candidate, here is the opportunity. So candidate is the arrow mark is towards the opportunity. So candidate is going to attend the interview to get opportunity of the his job from the company and his and practice the opportunity candidate is getting to attend the interview before he should practice the subject or the topic or the skills by the candidate. And next is mock interview. Mock interview in a sense the demo kind of interview the candidate should revise or practice before attending the interview. There are many sets of the mock interviews are available so that the candidate should go with and before attending the interview. And also we have covered the mock interview live demo in the next videos will be covered. The candidate can go through that and understand the demo, mock or live videos. And once he will practice the mock interview, then he will be fit in the actual interview. Actual interview in the sense like in candidate is attending in the interview panel premises and he is or her is delivering the answer correctly in the front of interview panel. So research here is methodology techniques. Like a research in the any subject or any the topic, the candidate should be research on that and he should be the in the depth knowledge of the topic in the subject. Section 3 talks about the explanation of flowchart on employment process. The candidate will get the opportunity to make the place and time to get revised their skills and knowledge. Once the candidate practices the skill set, then he will be eligible to practice mock interview. What is a mock interview? A mock interview is a kind of demo or pre-interview practice. The candidate makes sure to search and investigate the existing already asked question to practice the set of interview question to prepare and practice the skills. Once the mock interview is done, then the candidate can attend the actual interview confidently to complete the round of test in the interview. So here is talking about the candidate should be pre-planned and pre-practice or pre-practice for the existing or previous questions asked from the employer, and then only the candidate will be eligible and will be confident to reply the answer in the front of interview panel, and in this case the chances will be more to the candidate to get selected in the interview round or in the interview panel. So next slide, we'll look into that. We'll move to the next slide. End of part 2. So we have covered module 3, interview guidelines and research methodologies. Part 2, we have covered research methodologies of the private government jobs. We have covered section 1, describe of research methodology of interview. We have completed section 2, flowchart of research methodology techniques. We have covered section 3, explanation of flowchart on employment process. So next video, we'll talk about module 3 of the part 3 sections. Thank you.